Hi everyone, I'm Sydney. I'm a horticulturist here at Rogers Gardens, and welcome to our weekly 4 p.m. Friday live stream. Today I'm going to be talking about controlling common houseplant pests, and that includes scale, mealybug, and spider mites. And I just want to remind everyone that tomorrow at 9 a.m. there's a hummingbird feeder info live stream with Sarah. So first I'm going to talk about scale and how to identify it. It's a small brown bump that appears on the undersides of leaves and also on the stems. So if you see something that's on the stem of your plant and small and brown, it's typically scale. And the best way to treat scale is to actually physically remove the pest. So you can use either your fingernail and just kind of flick it off the plant, or I recommend using a Q-tip. You can dab it in some neem oil, which we have here. And another option, if it's a large infestation, is you can actually use a toothbrush and just scrub it off of your plant. And the best product to use when treating for scale would be neem oil. Next, we have spider mites. The easiest way to identify spider mites is small webbing on your plants, typically near where the stem meets the base of the leaf. You can also look for a spotty discoloration. It typically causes yellowing on the leaves of plants. But the main thing to look for would be webbing, and it's a small, intricate web, not like a large-scale typical spider web. So it can be hard to figure out the difference between the two, but it's usually a smaller web. And the best way to treat spider mites is going to be spraying down the plant and also wiping down the leaves the best that you can. They also prefer to hide on the undersides of the leaves, so make sure you spray a towel and just wipe down the leaves to the best of your ability, and then give the plant a spray after you wipe it down as well. And lastly are mealybugs. They are a tiny oval-shaped white bug. They sometimes look a little fuzzy, and they like to hide in the crevices and the new leaves of your plants. So for example, on this pothos, they would typically hide just right down here where the new leaf is coming out of, and also sometimes where the leaves are beginning to unfurl. They like to get down and hide in there, as you can see. Just right here in the crevice, and sometimes underneath where the new leaf is coming in. And the best way to treat any mealybug infestations is very similar to spider mites. You're just going to wipe down the leaves and spray a towel and wipe it down. You can use neem oil or horticultural oil, or also insecticidal soap is another great option. And once again, after you wipe it down, spray it again. If you're using an oil, the only thing to be careful about is don't place your plant in direct sunlight because the leaves can burn. So if your plant is in a bright light and you're using an oil, I would recommend spraying it early morning or in the evening. And lastly, you can always do a preventative spray just to be careful with any kind of neem or horticultural oil or insecticidal soap. And that'll just keep your plant safe from anything coming in, and just a preventative treatment. And I think we have some questions.
So one quick question. So you're talking about some of the things to do when the plant has the bugs. Is there any way to keep your plant like super healthy so that it helps get fewer bugs to start off with?
Yeah, so typically if your plant is in prime conditions, it's going to be able to fight off pests much easier. So, proper watering, proper lighting, the plant's going to be a lot stronger. The same way when we have adequate nutrition, we're stronger. So keeping your plant in good conditions will definitely help being able to ward off any pests. Unfortunately, they find their way into our homes. There's not really a way to completely avoid them. But if they do, like I said, a preventative treatment is great. So spraying the plant down, even when you don't see anything, every week or so is a great way to prevent them from coming in. And also, always just check your plants, once a week just to be safe, because if you can catch something early on, it's pretty easy to get rid of it. And I also wanted to bring up that we now have pumpkins. So fall is here at Rogers Gardens. We have an amazing array of so many different pumpkins, great colors, sizes, and shapes. Any pumpkin you can imagine, we have it here. And we also have watermelon. So pumpkins and watermelon, I highly recommend coming down to check them out. And don't forget to also always, check out our social media pages for our live streams. We've got great information, educational and fun. And yeah, pumpkins.
There we go.
Yeah, all right. Thanks for tuning in. And don't forget that Sarah will be talking tomorrow about hummingbird feeders.